Hey, you know what's cool about old cars?
Grabbing yourself.
Dude, batteries. Okay, hold on. Way better than when they came in.
Short pause.
Hey, you know what's cool about old cars besides like everything? License plates, right? They're awesome to decorate your man cave workspace, but even cooler than that, classic auto plates or antique vehicle plates are super cool. And you can find those just about anywhere. Not only do they classy up your whip, but they make it so you don't have to pay for your registration every year. As a matter of fact, in Texas, I believe it's every 4 years that you have to re-register your vehicle. So that's cool. But there is one thing that is even cooler. Follow me. You guys ready for that even cooler part? Okay, well here it is. Look that way.
Grabbing yourself a set
of originally issued year-specific plates for your car, hot rod, truck, classic, whatever you want to say. I think that's cool. But sometimes when you find these, they're not in the best of shape. Now, as long as the numbers aren't previously allocated or there's a lien attached to those numbers, you can put them on another vehicle. You just got to call your local DPS, DMV, whatever it is for wherever you're at, and have them run the plate number and make sure they're not already allocated. But they want to make sure that your color code is correct. At least in Texas they do. So they make you bring the plates in and they flip open a book, which ironically it's all in black and white anyway, so they don't know. But it tells them what the color code should be. For example, the 68 plates that you just saw, it's a black plate with white lettering. Not too hard to do, right? But sometimes we send our plates off to somebody and they powder coat them or paint them or whatever, and they do it wrong. Which brings us to today's video. Now, I've been warned, once I put the videos out there in the interwebs about doing color correction on plates or even restoration on old plates, that I'm gonna get hit with a slew of requests and tons of work. So much so that I can't keep up. And let's hope that's the case. So if you have some plates that don't look so hot and you want them to, let me know. I'll hook you up. Well, I won't hook you up, but I'll hook them up and you'll pay me to do so. So let's take a look at what we're working with today. So let's go inside.
How neat is that?
So here's what we got today. These were mailed in to me for some color correction. And as you can see, they're actually quite nice. They were done very well. It's just not the right color. The background color is fine. It's just the black. This is not correct. So in 1937 in Ohio, the correct color combination for the plate is a white background with maroon lettering. So we're gonna fix that for this guy. And I can't tell if it's powder coated or not. I heard that it was, but according to the paper that came with them, and these were professionally restored And we're not going to put this company on blast, but let's just say that they specify that this is an acrylic lacquer paint. Acrylic is the one thing that we want to pay attention to. That means it'll get along with our paint, so that's cool. I think I'm going to go in here and give all the raised portions of this plate a light scuffing so that we get some tooth out of our paint. And that should be it. We're just going to carefully and meticulously go over all the raised portions of this. Right, we've got this outline right here. And then the lettering and the numbers are all raised as well. This plate does look like it's been through some stuff, but it looks relatively straight unless you look at it like that or like that, but that's not our department. We're just making it look right. So we're gonna get on this. I'm gonna mix up some one-shot maroon, which takes forever and a day to dry. Put some hardener in there to kind of expedite the process, and we're gonna give these the once over and see how they turn out. But first, we gotta get to scuffing. You might notice that my easel has a different type of surface on it right here. This is just some anti-slip material for like kitchen drawers or toolboxes, but it helps me keep stuff in place, and it works for me. I'm gonna use a little bit of gray Scotch-Brite, but I'm gonna cut off a tiny little sliver of this because we don't want to scuff any of this white, just the raised portions. So I'm gonna go about finger wide, wrap it around, and give it the once over.
Crappy job I can do.
Give it the little once over with some mineral spirits to pick up any of that dust or particle that's left over from that light scuffing. And we're just going to allow it to dry. This will also remove any grease, grime, or oil that might be on these things. But just for good measure, we're going to give them a once over with some wax and grease remover once we're done with this. Now, you know, here in the studio, we are partial to our sweet patina. It's that SP91-4 wax and grease remover. Just give it a quick little once over. You probably want to make sure you got some ventilation going in this area, unlike me right now, because this stuff is a little bit stanky. Get you flying higher than SpaceX. Next, now we're ready for paint. We're going to get some of that mixed up and knock these out one at a time. This video is going to be short, but it's going to be sweet. Sweet patina, that is. Alright, so this is our reference for what we're doing today. And that looks a little bit redder than maroon to me, but that's Wikipedia, so there's no telling how accurate that is. So we're just going to go ahead and go straight out of the can or the bottle with some one shot, and we're going to pull that maroon color, and we're going to see how we feel about that, and I think we'll be just fine. But we're going to go with a number 4 Tilly quill. And this one's fresh and unused, but it seems to have the spread that we want for the upper letters or the larger letters and numbers. And then we'll come back to the smaller stuff and figure that one out as we get there. But that'll obviously be something way smaller. And then the line that goes around it, I'll probably use a striping brush on that. I'm going to get some paint poured out here and load up a brush and see how I feel about this. So let's have some fun. I'm going to take you guys along for the first one, and then we'll time lapse after that. But we're all loaded up. We have this in a good position. I'm going to work left to right so that I don't work through what I'm painting. And we're just going to check this out here with some of these longer strokes. Let's see what we got going on here. Now we do have to account for the fact that we are painting over a darker color.
So that is going to change the way that the eye perceives this color. It may be a little dark. I doubt it, but we will be mindful of that. Now these things are never stamped perfect. So it's really just up to you as to how well you want these things to look. It's not going to be perfect, but it can be a lot better than what you see here. And it's definitely going to be better than how they issued it. But we can see already we got some wobbles, and that's not our wobbles. But we will straighten them out visually just to make sure that everything looks nice. I'm not going to flare this brush out just yet. We're just kind of getting in here and little nooks and crannies. And I'm not going to make you guys watch this entire thing. Now, I didn't really thin this out because I don't want to. It'll lay out nice by itself. And there's just a little bit of hardener in there. Not a ton. We don't want it to get all gummy, because we are going to take our time on this and make it nice. And if it dries or sets up too quickly on us, well, then we're screwed. Then we're painting with gum. Alright, once we get around this curve, we'll really be able to open this brush up. And I like these brushes a whole lot. And don't be afraid to make a little oops here and there, man. That's what mineral spirits is for, and that's what paper towels are for, or Q-tips, or whatever you're using. As long as that final product looks good, that's all that matters. And I'm digging this already. Load as we go. Alright, this is where you can see what these brushes can do. Go ahead and flatten that brush out. Now I probably could get away with a little bit wider brush, but that's not how I like to paint. I know that my enamel is going to flow out and take care of its own brush marks. This allows me to have a sharper corner. And this isn't the only way. This is just my way. Nice line. Excellent, excellent. And again, we'll just go ahead and pull this all the way through. And of course, we've got bleed not from us, but from the previous painter. So we're going to try to eat that up just a little bit and make it look like it's all part of it. Corner, and you'll see that I use my opposing hand a lot when I paint. It does help, it stabilizes, and I've got some wood blocks set up here to rest my palm on so I don't have to maul stick it. And at the end of the day, all it's doing is providing me maximum stability for ultimate brush control. That's what we want to do. See a little black poking out right there. Come on, there you go. And we're just about done with this first one. Get into that corner. Pulling it nice and straight. There we go. A little twist for that chiseled corner. That black's peeking out a little bit right there. And I think we're just about done.
Cool, check it out. Ugh.
Just like that, or changing the colors.
So my 9% battery and my patience tells me that we're gonna go hyperlapse and knock this out, and I'll catch you on the other side.
Short pause. Gotta help Mama bring in the groceries. Alright, so far so good. Big letters and numbers, little letters and numbers. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit this parameter border with a number 0.
Dude, batteries every single time, like, you think they might engineer a better battery at some point. Anyway, lettering, numbers, all done. King 13-0, perimeter border stripe, and that's one and done. I'll show you the comparison here in a minute. You want to see, don't you? Okay, hold on. Before, after. Noise. Hey everybody, we are back to finish up our license plates. Man, I have no idea where I left off, so I'm probably gonna repeat myself, but you'll probably never hear it because I'm gonna fix it and edit, so who cares? Well, let me show you a little something here. This is our finished plate. This is our to be finished plate. Now what's amazing is originally this client wanted kind of like an off-white look, which is probably due to the aging of whatever he referenced. But if you look at these, I did not change that background color, but the one with the maroon almost looks like it is an off-white. So that's cool. We achieved something we weren't even trying to achieve. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy knocked out. You already saw me do the first one, so I'm not gonna show you the second one. I'm just gonna do it. Probably listen to some music, something, who knows. Maybe I'll watch myself on the YouTube. No, that's your job. You guys can do that. Anyway, I'm gonna get crack-a-lacking, and I'll show you the finished product at the end, and then maybe I'll review my materials or something, or sing a song. I don't know. You're gonna have to hang out and watch and find out for yourself. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Check them out.
Really nice.
Way better than when they came in. So just to recap, that was a number 4 Tilly quill, a number 0 Tilly quill, and a 0 King 13, and some one-shot maroon straight out of the bottle with just a little bit of hardener, but it is still going to take like 3 days before I can send these things back through the mail to make sure that they're totally dry. So I hope you dug it, I hope you learned something, and if you want some plates done, hit me up on the socials. You can contact me at corsobuilt.com. I'm on the Instagram, I'm on the Facebook, and you could find me if you really wanted to. Until next time, thanks for watching.